Hey, it's Blaine from Current Automotive here, and we have one of our biggest Tesla inventories ever right now, including 2 Model Ys and a ton of Model 3s. It's more Model 3s than we've ever had. And most of the cars that we bring in are totally bone stock, and that's the way most people like it when it comes to shopping for a used vehicle. They want a car that feels fresh, untouched, and is ready for them to make their own. But occasionally, we do get cars with some interesting modifications on, and there is a real developing aftermarket for Tesla Model 3s especially. So we're going to take a look at some of the cars we have here today, some of the common mods that are done to Model 3s, and how they affect the vehicles. A common complaint that plagues Tesla is paint quality. It's not that the paint looks bad, but that it's thin and weak and kind of prone to taking damage from rock chips and other road debris. Thankfully, there's a couple of different mods available to help protect the paint on a Tesla, including ceramic coatings and paint protection films. A ceramic coating is a chemical treatment applied to all painted surfaces of a vehicle, and this then acts as sort of a protective layer to the paint. And this Model 3 I have right here is actually protected by a Quartz brand ceramic coating, and is a perfect comparison to this Model 3 that does not have any ceramic coating. Now, you can't necessarily tell a difference from just looking at the car that there is a coating on this one and not on the other. But one of the effects of the ceramic coating is that it causes water to bead up really nicely and just run off of the car. So with all the water sitting here, maybe you don't see the effect. But when I take my finger and I run along here, you can see how quickly it beads up and wants to run down. We move on to the other car here. Same lighting, same paint, no coating, and you can see the difference in behavior. Move back to the coated surface, and it beads up much quicker. So this Model 3 actually has both a ceramic coating on the paint and a paint protection film, sometimes also referred to as a clear bra, on top of the paint. And the paint protection film is exactly what it sounds like. It is a physical film layer that sits on the paint to deflect and absorb any kind of damage that might go into it. It's usually quite effective at protecting the car from rock chips and other road debris. Sometimes you can see a visible line on the paint, but this one, the application job was phenomenal, and you can barely tell that there is a film. One of the only places you can see it is on the mirrors here. You can kind of see this raised lip where the film sits. So here, the film is only covering the part of the mirror that's facing forward while the car is driving. And that's actually pretty common. Not everybody will usually do a paint protection film on the whole car. A lot of times it'll just be the forward-facing surfaces that are likely to be struck by road debris. This Model 3 has another really popular visual mod. It's the Chrome Delete. So normally Model 3 has tons of chrome trim around the windows, the fender badge, door handles, mirror. Chrome Delete is exactly what it sounds like. You take a black vinyl covering with adhesive and carefully apply it to all chromed surfaces. This kind of has the nice exterior detail touch of leaving the Tesla T uncovered so you can see it on the badge. This look is pretty popular, especially on white vehicles, because it creates that sort of stormtrooper look it's referred to, all blacked out. And it's a pretty simple and easy thing to apply. You know, you can just get a kit and do it on your own and personalize the car yourself your own way like that. Wheels are also one of the easiest things that anybody can change on their vehicle. Get a new pair, get some new tires on, and have them put on. I'd say 99% of the time, cars we have come with stock wheels, but every once in a while, we'll buy a car from an owner who got new wheels, sold their OEM ones for a pretty nice price, and went for a totally different look with their car. If that's the case, we'll normally leave them on, because if the previous owner liked the look, then chances are somebody else will also enjoy the look of the car. These in particular are black TSW Sebring wheels. The difference between this wheel and the Aero wheels is kind of subtle at first, but where the Aero wheels, especially without the caps, are sort of a metallic silver or metallic gray, these are proper black, and contributes to a somewhat different look on the Model 3. Another really popular external modification is window tint, and you can see the difference here with a stock Model 3 here on the right without a tint, and a tinted Model 3 here on the left. It's pretty significant. And beyond just being a visual appearance upgrade that many people like the look of, window tint actually serves a really neat function, especially for electric vehicles. Window tints obviously let less light through the windows, and on a hot and sunny day, unlike today, that reduces the amount of sunlight getting in, lowering the amount of energy getting in, reducing the temperature inside of the car. And that means that the car doesn't need to work as hard, use as much electricity to cool the car off and to keep it cool. So that can lead to an actual increase in range and efficiency, which is pretty neat and pretty important for electric vehicles. It's really common that we see tinted windows on cars that come from states like Florida, Texas, Nevada, Arizona, and California. States that are really sunny and can get really hot. Super common that the previous owner will have tinted them. Only downside to window tint is that many states have laws and regulations about how dark the windows can be, usually measured in like how much or what percentage of light is allowed through the windows. And if you are driving with more window tint than is allowed for your state, a cop could pull you over and give you a ticket for it. So it's just something to keep in mind. Customization options don't end outside the car. Of course, there's all sorts of things you can do inside. Though this car doesn't have it, a really common thing is to wrap the wood or white trim, depending on your color interior. I'd say carbon fiber is probably what we see as the most common wrap for this interior piece. Not everybody's a fan of the wood look, and carbon fiber gives kind of a sporty appearance. This in here actually does have a carbon fiber wrap on the center console. Normally it's piano black, glossy piano black. This is a really nice carbon fiber wrap here. And again, the installation job on this car, just really impressed by, because it's right up to the edge, really smooth. It's easy to have sort of a cheap looking job done, but this one turned out really nicely. And you can make it a lot easier to keep your phone juiced up by going with a wireless charger. But I'm really only scratching the surface. There are so many different things that you can do to a Model 3. We've seen things like automatic raising lift gates, or with pistons that'll launch it up when you open it and it'll hold the trunk open. There are frunk coolers. You can pack a picnic and put it inside your frunk. There are modifications that let you twist the angle of the screen, and modifications that of course boost power or do things like unlock track and drift mode on regular long-range cars instead of the performance cars that they're supposed to be on. Model 3 is going to be a really moddable vehicle because it's popular, people are excited about it, they love them, and they want to put their personalities on them. So there's already a growing aftermarket for Model 3, and we're obviously real excited to see what the future has in store for the kinds of mods we'll see on these cars.